The Witch Queen expansion has arrived, and with it comes a slew of changes. I created a video way back in August 2021 that went over a lot of the activities available for free-to-play players. With Witch Queen, this list of activities required an update. I'll pin a comment below to the original video as that content is still relevant. These two videos together should help you get up to speed on almost everything available for free-to-play players as of March 2022. Let's start by talking about the campaigns in Destiny 2. Right now, there are 3 campaigns in the game: Shadowkeep, Beyond Light, and Witch Queen. The free structure allows you to play the first mission from Shadowkeep and Beyond Light. Witch Queen allows you to play the first 2 missions from the campaign, as the Throne World destination isn't unlocked until after the second mission is completed. I personally would describe this as a demo for the actual campaign. It's not a ton of content, but it is free for everyone. One very cool thing that was introduced in Witch Queen is a legendary difficulty for the campaign. In the past, the campaigns tended to be really easy to burn through without a whole lot of effort. The new legendary version ups the difficulty quite a bit. Some of the bosses in this version are a huge pain. The legendary version of the first 2 missions is available for free for all players, and you should definitely check it out. I will warn you though, if you are a new player with brand new gear, the legendary version is going to be difficult. You do get double the loot drops for completing the missions though, so it is worth the effort. Worst case scenario, grind out some of the other activities in the game and then tackle the 2 legendary Witch Queen missions afterwards. Once you've completed the first 2 missions of Witch Queen, you'll unlock the Throne World destination. Just like any of the other locations in the game, you'll be able to engage in patrols, public events, collectible hunting, and lost sectors. This is all stuff from the last video, so I won't dive deep into it here. I just want to make special mention of the lost sectors on the Throne World. The Lost Sector team really stepped things up and turned these into a decent activity. If you look at some of the original Lost Sectors, they are little more than a big room full of enemies. The Throne World sectors involve actual mechanics. Sure, it's not nearly as elaborate as something like a strike, but I can appreciate that these simple activities are receiving some attention from the devs. Hopefully, this trend continues. Oh, and make sure to grind some higher level gear before you tackle these things. You'll have a rough time if you're just starting out. Season of the Risen, aka Season 16, began alongside the release of Witch Queen. Each season in Destiny 2 introduces a new core activity for players to grind. This season, the activity is named PsyOps Battleground. The activity itself is free for all players, although many of the associated quests and rewards are not. Ikora will give you a quest which will eventually introduce the activity. After a few story pieces, you'll be able to launch the activity. PsyOps revolves around tearing through hive enemies and eventually come face to face with a hive warrior wielding light powers. Cabal buddies will show up to freeze the enemy and then send your team into the hive warrior's mind. Once inside, you'll continue your battle against the hive while also attacking some manifestations of Savathun. She's the big bad from the Witch Queen story. Once the boss is defeated, you'll earn some loot and return to the helm for one more piece of story content. You can continue playing the PsyOps activity, but you won't be able to progress the quests further without purchasing the season. One last note about seasonal content. Destiny 2 has a Battle Pass type system with both a paid track and a free track. If you check out Season 16 in the director screen, the top row shows you all of the free rewards, while the bottom row shows you the paid rewards. As you gain experience and level up, you'll get access to some of the seasonal weapons, including the exotic Grand Overture machine gun. This thing packs a punch and fires a nasty volley of rockets when the perk is active. Be sure to pick it up. Similar to the seasonal content, Bungie dropped the 30th anniversary pack into the game back in December 2021. This DLC included a new activity named Dares of Eternity and Halo-themed weapons, all of which are available for free-to-play players. Dares of Eternity is a very straightforward activity. You'll match with 5 other players and complete a few different encounters, all the while Xur is providing commentary. The DLC doesn't take itself too seriously, and that's okay with me. You'll start by spinning the wheel to determine your enemy for the current encounter. There are a few encounters and some simple mechanics during a few of the rounds. After you complete the encounters and successfully endure the obstacle course, you'll have one final boss fight. Once the boss is defeated, you'll earn some points to increase your rank with Xur, some random loot, and treasure keys which can be used to obtain the Halo themed weapons. Xur will award you some gear whenever you increase your rank with him. More importantly, reaching rank 4 will give you the Strange Key, which unlocks the exotic Forerunner sidearm. This is the equivalent to the classic pistol from Halo. You can also earn the BXR-55 Battler, aka the Halo Battle Rifle, the Retrace Path Trace Rifle, aka the Halo Focus Rifle, and a couple of swords that resemble the Halo Energy Sword. There's no real story to the DLC, and there isn't much beyond this activity in the Halo weapons, but it is still cool that Bungie gave this away for free. Before Witch Queen dropped, we had Vanguard Strikes. After Witch Queen, we now have Vanguard Ops. There's honestly not a lot of difference here. Vanguard Ops simply replaced the Strikes playlist option. The only difference is that the Vanguard Ops playlist now includes both strikes and the Battleground activities from Season 13. Battlegrounds consist of shooting lots of enemies in a few different encounters until the final boss fight. If that sounds familiar, well, let's be honest. Most of the activities in Destiny 2 follow that exact same formula. I'm just happy to see some fun content stick around for more than a season, and the Battlegrounds do match up well with strikes. Since there are no other changes here, I'll refer you to my previous video if you want to learn more about Vanguard Strikes and Nightfalls. The last thing I want to mention is the introduction of weapon crafting. I'm not sure this classifies as an activity, but it is something new to do and it is available for all players. Once you unlock the Enclave destination by completing the first 2 Witch Queen missions, you'll have access to the crafting table. There is an introductory mission to help you get started, and to Bungie's credit, most of the new content includes some kind of mission to help you get started with that content. The process flow for weapon crafting goes like this. A deep sight weapon will drop after you complete an activity. These are the weapons with the red icon border. You'll use the weapon until it is attuned, then you can extract crafting materials from the weapon to use for crafting and reshaping. One speed bump that players have run into is that you can't craft a weapon until you attune 2 copies of that weapon. To translate, you'll need to have the same weapon drop with the red border icon twice, then use the weapons until you are able to extract crafting materials. After the second weapon is complete, you'll unlock the pattern which enables you to craft the weapon. One other thing you need to be aware of, not all weapons are craftable. This might not seem too confusing at first, but the messy part is that you can have deep sight weapons drop that are not craftable. That means you can get materials from them, but you can't unlock the pattern when you attune them. If you ever want to double check if a weapon is craftable, head over to the Patterns and Catalyst screen in the main menu. You can view the patterns you've unlocked as well as the patterns you haven't yet unlocked. Once you do craft a weapon, such as the glaive, the more you use it, the more its level increases. The benefit to increasing the weapon level is that you will unlock additional perks and eventually be able to craft your perfect weapon. This is the first time Destiny 2 has had a weapon crafting system, and there are some kinks to work out. Bungie has already announced that some of the crafting components will be removed from the game in Season 17 to help simplify the process. I expect there will be many more changes and improvements over the coming months. Regardless of the current state of things, I consider this a fun addition to the game, and I'm hoping it will be expanded upon as time goes on. And there you have it. A somewhat brief recap of the new activities for free-to-play players after Witch Queen. As usual, feel free to drop any questions in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Last thing, if you found this video helpful, please drop a like and subscribe as it really helps me grow my channel. Take care and I'll see you in the next one.